In 1904, an Olympic marathon runner was fed rat poison by his own coaches in the middle of the race, and it actually won him the gold medal. Of the 32 runners who started that day, only 14 even survived to finish. The rest collapsed, vanished, or nearly died along the way. So how did the Olympics let a single race spiral this far out of control? Let's count down what went wrong. The race was held in St. Louis in August, in blistering heat that pushed past 90 degrees Fahrenheit. The course itself was brutal, dusty dirt roads that cars and horses had already chewed up before the runners even started. Organizers deliberately provided almost no water along the route because they wanted to study dehydration in real time. Officials followed the runners in cars, kicking up thick clouds of dust that left several men choking for air. One runner, an American named William Garcia, collapsed with internal bleeding after inhaling so much dust it tore his stomach lining. He was found lying in a ditch and nearly died before doctors reached him in time. Then there was Felix Carvajal, a Cuban runner who showed up late in street clothes and had his pants cut into makeshift shorts on the spot. Partway through the race, he stopped to chat with spectators, then grabbed peaches off a passing car and ate them. The unripe peaches gave him brutal stomach cramps, so he lay down under a tree and took a nap in the middle of the marathon. Some place. 9 with cramps and hitched a ride back toward the stadium in a car. When the car broke down 9 miles later, he hopped out, jogged the rest of the way in, and crossed the finish line first. He was actually about to be crowned Olympic champion before witnesses exposed the ride, and he was banned for the fraud. That left the real race to Thomas Hicks, who was running on nothing but sheer willpower and increasingly reckless help from his trainers. Believing he needed a boost, his coaches gave him a dose of strychnine, a poison used in rat killer, mixed with raw egg whites. When he started fading again miles later, they gave him a second dose of poison, this time washed down with brandy. It was gray, and he had to be physically held up by his own trainers just to keep moving. He crossed the finish line barely conscious, having lost nearly 8 pounds of body weight during the race. Dangerously close to dying just moments after winning gold. And Hicks wasn't even the strangest survival story. One runner was chased nearly a mile off course by a pack of wild dogs. At the time, none of this broke any rules because there were almost no rules yet. Women weren't even allowed to compete at all. The chaos of that single race is exactly why the Olympics overhauled marathon safety afterward, adding real water stations and medical support. Exists partly because of the race that nearly killed everyone in it. And most people have never heard a word of it. If this blew your mind, subscribe to BrainBites for more true stories history somehow forgot. And tell us in the comments, what's the craziest piece of sports history you've ever heard?